All right, if you're using Voice Record Pro, then we want to open Voice Record Pro. And then the first thing we want to do is make sure that we put Voice Record Pro into its advanced engine. So we would go to settings, the gear in the upper right corner. Then we would go to settings in the upper left corner. I know it's a little confusing. And then in here, we want to select advanced recording. And we just want to make sure that the record engine, this very first item, is set to advanced, not basic, advanced. Click done. So once you're in advanced recording mode, then whenever you record, if you just tap the record button, it brings you to this window here where we can either utilize one of the presets, which I don't suggest. We want to use advanced. And so once we're in advanced, you see that we have record format, we have compressed formats, and then we have an uncompressed format, wave, that's what we want. Sample rate, we want 48,000. Bit depth, we want 24 bits. Channels, that's up to you. Usually dialogue is mono, but stereo is fine too. And then if you're doing like ambience, room tone, stuff like that, stereo is great. And that's good. So we have an uncompressed format of wave. We have a sample rate of 48,000 hertz. And then we have a bit depth of 24 bits. Before you actually start recording, to set your gain, you would hit the little bar graph up here in the upper right corner next to the start button. And then here you see that we have our level check meters, our audio meters bouncing up and down. And we want to make sure that we are getting close to 0, but not up in the red. So I'm going to push this little input gain control down so that my voice is not up in the red. Test, test, test. That's pretty good. Once the levels are in the right spot, you can tap the record button and actually start recording directly from there. Test, test, test. Hello, hello, hello. I am recording on Voice Record Pro. Or you can just hit the blue check mark down at the bottom. Once you've hit that blue check mark down the bottom, if you want to record, you can tap record and it takes you straight into the record interface. And then the cool thing about this app is that it presents the levels in a few different ways. You can have these like a kind of 80s bar graph way. You can just see the waveform itself. You can use Voice Record Pro as a guitar tuner or whatever, like a musical instrument tuner. Or you can have this kind of older style volume unit needle meter. Anyways, we're done recording. So tap stop, this bottom middle blue button. It closes the file and then it takes us straight away to the file submenu where it asks, hey, like, what do you want to do with this file? And there's tons of stuff here. Sometimes I think it's way too many, but the one that we want to use is this one here, activities, airdrop, share. So I'm going to tap on that. And we are just recording audio. I don't want it to make a video file from my audio. I just want the audio file only. So I'm going to tap on audio. And it's going to bring up our usual iPhone menu. So I'm going to airdrop it to myself. All right, here we are. Here's the file straight from Voice Record Pro. I'm going to open this in QuickTime so we can take a look at its settings. Here we are in QuickTime. I'm going to go up to Window and down to Show Movie Inspector. And I can see that, yes, we've recorded in linear PCM, which is a wave format. We can see that our file suffix is .wave. And then it was recorded in 24-bit and the sample rate is 48,000. So it's perfect settings for us.